If you grew up in the 1950s, Christmas cards were not optional. They were not something you did if you had time or felt like it. Christmas cards were obligatory, expected as social responsibility. You sent cards to everyone you knew: family, friends, neighbors, co-workers, your husband's boss, people you had not seen in years but still exchanged cards with because that was what you did. Not sending a Christmas card to someone who sent you one was a social misstep, a slight. It meant something. It suggested the relationship was ending, that you did not value them. So every December, you sent Christmas cards, dozens of them, sometimes 100 or more depending on how large your social circle was. And it was work, real work, hours of work, but important work, because these cards maintained connections, kept relationships alive across distance and time. The process started in November, sometimes even earlier. First, you had to buy the cards. This was a significant decision. The cards represented you, your family, your taste, your values. You went to the card shop or the stationery section of the department store. Rows and rows of Christmas cards, boxed sets, religious cards with nativity scenes, secular cards with Santa and reindeer, traditional cards with bells and holly, modern cards with mid-century designs. You flipped through them, read the messages inside. Some were funny, some were sentimental, some were religious, some were simple season's greetings. You chose carefully, usually a boxed set of 20 or 25, all matching, maybe 2 boxes if you needed more. You wanted nice cards, quality. These represented your family. Some families had photo cards made. This was special, more expensive, more personal. You would have a family photo taken. Everyone dressed nicely, smiling, the photo printed onto cards, "Merry Christmas from the Henderson family" printed underneath. This was a big production, getting everyone together, everyone in matching outfits or at least coordinated, the kids behaving, the photo turning out well, then ordering the cards, waiting for them to arrive. But photo cards made an impression. People displayed them, saved them, showed them off. Look how the kids have grown. Look how nice they look. Whether photo cards or traditional cards, once you had them, the real work began. The addressing, the writing, the signing, the mailing. You would set aside an evening, or several evenings, sitting at the dining room table or a desk, everything spread out before you. The address book, essential, a small book where he kept everyone's addresses, handwritten, updated throughout the year, crossed out when people moved, new addresses added. This book was precious. It contained your entire social network. Lose this book and you were lost. You would not know how to reach people. You opened it, started at a work through to Z, each name, each address, the cards laid out. You picked one up, opened it, read the pre-printed message inside. Usually something like wishing you joy and peace this Christmas season, or may your holidays be merry and bright, or warmest wishes for Christmas and the new year. But you did not just sign your name. That was impersonal, insufficient. You added a personal note, handwritten, in pen, making the card meaningful, individual, for close family and friends. The notes were longer, several sentences, updates about your year, how the kids were doing, what was new, asking about them. Personal, warm. Dear Mary, we hope this finds you well. The children are growing so fast. Tommy started first grade and loves it. We are thinking of you and hope to see you soon. Love, Dorothy and John. For more distant connections, the notes were shorter, but still something. Thinking of you this Christmas. Hope all is well. Fondly, the Hendersons. You signed each one, husband and wife. Sometimes the kids too if they were old enough to write. Little signatures at the bottom, making it a family card. Then the envelope. You wrote the address, carefully, neatly, your best penmanship. The person's full name, street address, city, state, zip code if you had it. Return address in the upper left corner. For special people, you might add something extra. A photo tucked inside, a newspaper clipping about your son making the honor roll, a recipe you thought they would like, something personal, thoughtful. The cards piled up as you worked, addressed envelopes stacked neatly, ready for stamps. The stamps. You bought Christmas stamps at the post office, special holiday stamps. They cost 3 cents. Later, for cents, you bought a sheet, or several sheets, peeled them off one at a time, licked the back, pressed them onto the envelope. Upper right corner, your tongue would get tired from licking stamps. Your hand would cramp from writing, but you kept going. card after card, envelope after envelope. It took hours, spread over several evenings, but finally you finished. All the cards addressed, stamped, ready. You gathered them up, took them to the mailbox or to the post office, mailed them all at once, watching the postal worker take the stack, knowing they would fan out across the country, reaching people you cared about, and then you waited for cards to arrive, because sending cards meant receiving cards. That was the exchange, the tradition. Every day in December, you checked the mail, excited, anticipating what would arrive today, who remembered you. The cards would start trickling in. Early December, 1 or 2, then more and more. By mid-December, you were getting several each day. You would open each one, read the message, the personal note, see who it was from, how they were, what they had written. Some cards were beautiful, glittery, embossed, elaborate. Some were simple, but all were appreciated. All meant something. You displayed the cards. This was important, part of the tradition. The cards were not just read and thrown away. They were shown, appreciated. Part of your Christmas decorations. Some families hung them on ribbons, strung along a wall, clothespined to the ribbons, creating a display, a gallery of good wishes. Some families propped them on the mantel, standing them up, arranged by size or color or randomly. A growing collection as more arrived. Some families used special card holders, tiered displays made specifically for Christmas cards, wire contraptions that held dozens of cards, set on a table or sideboard. Visitors would look at your cards, comment on them, how many you received, who they were from, the designs, the photos. It was a point of pride. Look how many people care about us. Look how connected we are. You checked the cards against your list, made notes, who sent you a card, who did not. This mattered. If someone sent you a card and you had not sent them one, you felt bad. You might quickly send a late card, better late than never. If someone did not send you a card this year, you worried. Were they okay? Were they upset with you? Had something happened? Or had they just gotten too busy? You made a mental note. Wait and see if they send one next year. The cards connected you to people, near and far. People you saw regularly, and people you only connected with once a year through these cards. They were threads, ties, keeping relationships alive even across years and miles. Some cards included newsletters, typed letters updating everyone on the family's year, achievements, travels, births, marriages, everything worth sharing. Do you remember sending or receiving Christmas cards in the 1950s? Do you still have any saved? Who always sent the most beautiful cards? Share your Christmas card memories in the comments below. We want to hear about this tradition that connected people across the miles. After Christmas, you decided what to do with the cards. Some people kept them, all of them, stored in boxes, year after year, a record of connections, of relationships. Others kept only special ones. Photo cards, cards from people who had passed away, cards with particularly meaningful messages. Some people recycled them creatively, cut them up, made new cards from the pictures, craft projects, gift tags for next year. Nothing wasted, but most cards were eventually thrown away. With some reluctance, they had served their purpose, connected people, spread cheer. Now they could go. The tradition of Christmas cards was at its peak in the 1950s. Everyone did it. It was how you stayed in touch in an era before easy, long-distance calling, before email, before social media. A Christmas card was how you let people know you were thinking of them, how you maintained friendships across distance, how you kept your name and your family in people's minds. It was work, yes, time-consuming, yes, expensive when you added up cards and stamps, yes, but it was worth it, because it meant something. It created connection, it upheld relationships, and receiving cards felt good, knowing people thought of you, took the time to write to you, to send you good wishes. You felt seen, remembered, valued. The mailbox in December was full of hope, of connection, of love sent through the postal system on small pieces of cardstock. Today, Christmas cards have not disappeared entirely. Some people still send them, but fewer, much fewer. The tradition has faded, replaced by emails, Facebook posts, group texts. It is faster, easier, cheaper, but something is lost. The personal touch, the handwritten note, the physical card you can hold and display, the effort that showed you cared. In the 1950s, sending Christmas cards was an act of love, of friendship, of community. It took time, attention, intention, and that made it meaningful. Those cards were not just wishes, they were connections, bridges across distance, reminders that even in a big world, people cared about each other, thought about each other, took the time to reach out, and that mattered more than we perhaps realized at the time. If this brought back memories of addressing envelopes, licking stamps, and displaying cards on the mantel, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Yesterday Lives. We are preserving the traditions, the rituals, the ways people stayed connected before the digital age. Hit subscribe so you do not miss the rest of our 1950s Christmas series. More memories, more traditions, more moments that made the holidays meaningful. Thank you for writing these cards with us, for remembering with us, for keeping this tradition alive in memory. Because yesterday never truly disappeared. It just sealed the envelope, added a stamp, and sent its love through the mail. And somewhere, someone opened it, read it, smiled, and knew they were remembered.